All right. So the first step to learning how to solve by 2 by 2 is by learning the algorithms for it. Now, when you learn my version, there's only 2 algorithms. And so all you have to do is learn both of those, and then we'll get into the solving stage. So the first algorithm you'll need to be learning is called the sexy move. And so it's R, U, R prime, U prime. I'm saying the letters because once you get into cubing, you should be able to learn them, but that's how you basically talk while cubing. So yeah, the first set of moves is this. This is a very important set of moves that you'll use throughout your cubing journey very often. Now, algorithm number 2 is a little bit more difficult. If you don't know the letters, then just follow my moves, but I'll say them as I go. So it's U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. Now when you do that algorithm, it cycles the corners to different areas. So if I do it again, it'll cycle them again, so they'll move around. If I do it one last time, it'll put them into the right spot. So you'll use this algorithm to get all of the corners into the right spots. Let's get right into the solving stage. All right, so the second stage is solving the cube. Now the first step of this is you need to solve the white side with all of these edges around it also being solved. And so that's called the first layer. And so how you do that is you use the first algorithm we learned, which is the sexy move. And so what you do is you find a corner and make that your bottom piece. And so now we got to find another corner with white on it, but it needs orange or blue. So I found this one, and because it's not in the top layer, we need to get it up there. And so let's do one sexy move to get it up there. So now that it's up there, we can move it along until we find the area it needs to go in. And so because orange is gonna go right here, we put it right there, and then we do sexy move until it solves it. Okay, so it solved it in one. So now we have this little chunk done. So now let's find another piece with white on it that has green or blue on it. So here's one. Now let's put it on top of where it needs to go. So right here, let's do it. Let's do the sexy move until it solves. Okay, and now we're on to the last piece, which is this one, the white, green, red. Let's put it into its slot. So let's get it into its spot. Let's do sexy move until it solves into its place. And so now we have the first layer. Now we're going to go on to step 2, which is finishing this cube basically. All right, so on step 2, this is where we're gonna use the second algorithm we learned. So the second algorithm we learned went kind of like this. All right, and so how we use that is we find a corner. It doesn't need to have yellow on the top, but so this one has yellow, blue, red. And so let's move the top until we find the side. Oh, here it is. And so this is where it's gonna end up solved. So blue is right there, red is right there, and yellow should end up on the top. So this piece is in the right spot. Now when you're in this stage, either one piece needs to be in the right spot or all 4 of them. So let's see, so that one's in the right spot, that one's wrong, but that one's right. And so that's 2, and we either need 1 or 4. So let's move the top again, and look how many pieces are in the right spot. So that one's wrong, right. Okay, so now that we have 1, we can do the algorithm until all of the pieces are solved into the right spot. So let's do it. So U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. So let's see. So that one's good, that one's good, that one's good, and that one's good. And so sometimes it'll take multiple times, so you'll just have to do the algorithm multiple times. Now let's go on to step 3, which is finishing the cube. Now in step 3, so once you have all of the corners in the right spot, flip the cube over and put a piece that isn't solved right here. Like I can't have this one because this one's solved. And once you have a piece right there, do the first algorithm we learned until yellow hits the bottom. Okay? Now that yellow hit the bottom, it looks like we scrambled our cube, but we didn't. So don't worry about that. And to get to the next piece, always turn the bottom. If you turn the whole cube, you'll mess it up. So turn the bottom until you find another piece. Now let's do the sexy move again. Okay, so now that piece solved. Now let's go on to the last piece. Make sure to move the bottom, and let's do it again. Ooh, that's how you solve your first cube. And now I'm gonna be going over some other types of things that can happen while you're solving. All right, so this is the first thing that can happen while you're solving. So pretend you did a yellow bottom, but look, so this piece is in the right spot. This piece is wrong. This piece is also right, and this piece is wrong. And so no matter what, if you turn it twice, now these two are right, but if you turn it twice again, now these two are right. And so what are you supposed to do? Just do the algorithm once, and it should fix that. So let's do the algorithm. And let's see. So that one's solved, that one's not, and that one is. So now we have two right by each other, and we know how to do that one. You just turn the top. Now this one's solved, that one's not, and that one's not. And so now we can go on to the next stage, which is finishing all of these. So let's do the algorithm. Okay, let's see. Oop, all of them are solved. And now let's do the first algorithm until the bottom solves. Okay, last one. All right. So that's the first thing that can happen that might mess you up a little bit. Let's go on to the second one. All right. So the second thing that can happen while you're solving this is if you're on the last piece and you get it solved, but the rest of the cube doesn't solve, like what? That means that you accidentally turned the cube while you were doing the algorithm. Because if you just turn the bottom, it should stay the same, but if you turn the whole cube, then it'll mess it up a little bit, and it'll mess up the back pieces, and it'll just screw with it. And so make sure to turn only the bottom when you're on the last step. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you can get good at 2x2. If you ever want to buy a good 2x2 like this, don't forget to check out speedcubeshop.com. And if you're ever checking out, make sure to use discount code CubeRcaden to get 5% off your order. If you use that code, you'll end up saving thousands of dollars in the long run. So don't forget to use that. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.